Welcome back to Flick Flops, the podcast where we talk about movies, bad or good, although we do hope they're good, for goodness sakes. Through December, we'll be reviewing holiday films for the Flick Flops Festival Filmfest of Fun. We'll take on Christmastime movies and tell you if they made us jolly or earned a lump of coal. This week, we're discussing Four Christmases, the 2008 romance comedy starring Reese Witherspoon, Vince Vaughn, and a fairly big cast of well-known actors. In this movie, a couple's Christmas plans to travel to Fiji are cut short by bad weather, and they're obligated to visit all four of their divorced parents on Christmas. Is Four Christmases four times the fun, or quadruple crap for an hour and a half? Find out now on Flick Flops.
Four Christmases, Gary. Here we go.
I think I managed to get through that one that time without.
It's still funny. The Flick Flops
Film Fest of Fun.
Yeah, I need to write that down.
Especially like using fest twice.
Yeah.
Festive Film Fest of Fun. But yeah, whatever. That's
you
what we got.
like throw festivities in there while you're at it.
I thought about it. But,
and Festivus.
Yeah, for the rest of us.
And then Festive.
Uncle Fest. Okay, all right. None of that.
Gary, let's jump into the numbers on this bad boy.
Let's do numbers.
Four Christmases. Rotten Tomatoes has it sitting at 25 with the critics and 47 with the audience. The budget for this was $80 million. Box office came in around $163 million. So, financially wasn't a flop. It made its money back times two. Written by four people, which surprised me: Matt Allen, Caleb Wilson, John Lucas, and Scott Moore. I didn't bother to look. Well, I looked up, but there was nothing of note except for Matt Allen and Caleb Wilson worked on something together, and I'm drawing an absolute blank now. And then the other two guys, John Lucas and Scott Moore, worked on The Hangover together. So it's like their writing teams.
Gotcha.
Came together.
Yeah.
And then probably friends. Who knows? Or maybe it took four people to write this film. I can't see how, but whatever. Directed by someone named Seth Gordon, who I just wasn't able to look anything up on him. Apologies on that if you're a Seth Gordon fan. I don't care. I'm like Ricky Gervais. I don't care. It's the last time I'm hosting this. I don't care.
This is not the last time you're hosting this.
Oh wait, no, that's another podcast. Anyway, that's what I got for numbers. Gary, if you want, we can jump into the ratings from here. If you ready.
Let's do ratings.
So, ratings. Let me break down our ratings again, just to remind people, because we did it backwards and we thought it was a good idea. And now, in hindsight, we're like, why do we do that? So, with our films, our rating system, you want the lower number. If you go with a 5 typically 5 would be the best, 1 would be the worst. Ours is the opposite. If you have 5, in this case, Christmas poos, your film was garbage. Your film was Catwoman. If you have 1 poo, that means you thought it was pretty good, and you should watch it. So just keep that in mind. We hope at some point in time people will understand our rating system and not question why we do things like that. But that's what we did.
Or they'll appreciate the fact that we're different.
There you go. I mean, It's our podcast. That's what we wanted to do. We'll have a little fun, Forget about it. So we needed the money. I gave this one 2 Christmas poos, Gary. I would have gone 1 because I really did enjoy this movie, but I don't think it was that good. So I went with 2. There's plenty of people in my life I would recommend this to. I don't think this is rotten in any sense of the way. Now, some people I've found critics who did not like this film, and we'll talk about that. But
yeah,
this guy sitting in his bunker in Nashville, thought it was fun.
All right, well, that's I'll go ahead and give you mine. I too gave it 2 Christmas poos. Yeah, for the exact same reason. I will say the reason I didn't give it 1 is that there are a couple scenes of this that drag on just a teeny bit too long.
Yeah.
And they probably could have been sped up just a little bit and got to the funny parts a little quicker. But I really don't have that many complaints. Tara and I watched it together,
Yeah.
and she enjoyed it too. She liked the movie as well. So
Yeah, I mean, I sat down with my better half, who she always questions why we do this to ourselves.
By choice, man.
That's right, man.
It's conscious choice. It's a choice, man.
Choosing to be here. I want to be here. I'm choosing.
When I read off the films we have to watch, she's like, "Why are you doing this?" But I was reading off this one. She goes, "Oh, I want to see Four Christmases." So we actually watched this one together, and I mean, there were times that I literally was laughing out loud.
yeah,
Like I was like, "Holy crap, that was a funny scene." Now, I will admit, I'm a simpleton. I'm not a super, I'm not a super intellect when it comes to film. So there's a scene that I think you're going to bring up a picture of.
I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and bring it up.
Made me. I mean, I laughed and Teresa. We both were. I must say tears. Right.
One of my favorite parts.
This scene.
I'm a Vince Vaughn fan, kind of like when we were talking about.
I don't know why. I mean, other way he delivers his films, he's a little neurotic, but I'm okay with that.
Right. I just like him. I think he's funny. In this reaction, I don't want to spoil anything. This particular scene, I got a huge kick out of, and I couldn't help but think of you because I know how you are with the. So
I can see that scene right now in my head, and I'm laughing in my head because his reaction to that scene is fucking, it's dead on. This was the first scene where I laughed so hard out loud to myself, and then Teresa's laughing at me, and then I'm laughing at her, and it was funny. So, again, this film, I mean, like I said, the critics have this at 25. I don't know what you're expecting. I mean, I'll read the one critics review that I have.
Yeah, I've got one
too. I do not agree at all. This is by someone named Simon Abrams from the New York Press, and he's a top critic on Rotten Tomatoes. So he probably knows what he's talking about. Again, Gary and I went to film school. I don't think you have to be a critic. I think you can be a human being and watch films and like them or not like them.
Yeah.
So his review, Simon Abrams' review, is this quote: "Four Christmases is the kind of film that you should only watch if you're trapped on an airline and can't fall asleep. The kind of holiday film that makes Jingle All the Way look like a cinematic tour de force."
That's not true. It's not true.
I think that's a little unfair.
I will tell you mine. I picked one from Mike McGranahan. I don't know how to pronounce it. Just look at the bottom of the screen and read it for yourself. From Aisle Seat. I don't agree with this either. Four Christmases boasts one of the most impressive casts ever. I agree with that part. Assembled to make a movie that is at best only mildly amusing. I got a kick out of this movie. To briefly, just because mentioning the cast, and I did kind of say there's a lot of people in it. Reese Witherspoon, Vince Vaughn, Mary Steenburgen, Robert Duvall, Sissy Spacek, John Voight, Jon Favreau, Kristen Chenoweth, Colleen Camp, and then two country stars, Dwight Yoakam.
You're well, thank you.
And Tim McGraw.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote those names down. I'm like, I said, "Is that Tim McGraw?" And Teresa's like, "Yeah."
And speaking of that, they play Vince Vaughn's brother, Tim McGraw and Jon Favreau, and
Favreau's yoked.
the scenes with them are funny. That was one of the areas that kind of lost me just a tiny bit because I felt like it just went on a little too long. It's like we get the gist. They could have punched that up a little bit better, and I think it could have played a little quicker and would have been more funny. But it's still good. I mean,
I mean, the scene where Favreau they're at their mom's house for dinner.
Yeah,
and Favreau's eating the chicken wings.
Yeah,
and just staring down Vince Vaughn. I'm just like. It's funny because it's held, but then it gets held just a little too long.
Right.
Because I don't know where the disdain comes from Favreau. Like it looks like he wants to take him out and kill his own brother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't quite get that. But I mean, I love the fact when Reese tells him he needs to go out there and stand his own ground and set boundaries, and that just goes over like the stereotypical lead balloon.
Yeah.
Like exactly. Okay. Now I'll tell you, I did care for the character that Duvall played. I just thought he was a little, I don't know, weird. Duvall's a great actor. I have no beef with Robert Duvall. I just didn't like his character. I was like, what a douche.
Yeah.
But
that's that's kind of important to the end, really.
Sure.
So I mean, the character, and he plays it great. But yeah, I agree. The character itself is like, oh man, no wonder this guy's,
Well, you get why
he
doesn't want to go home for Christmas. Like I totally understand that completely.
And it's very clear why he doesn't want to go back to his mom's either. Which is very weird scene too.
I forgot about the.
By the way,
it's that's Sissy Spacek, right?
Yeah,
the boyfriend.
Yes. By the way,
I just want us to be friends. we used to be.
We were friends. We were best friends. Them playing Taboo was hilarious too. It reminded me of Game Night. It reminded me of Game Nights playing with Tara.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not. You can't buzz me. I'm not reading the card.
Yeah. Here we're replaying the scene for people who have no idea what we're talking about.
Look, go watch this movie. It is well worth it. It's a fun. Get your. I'd say you can sit your. What's the rating on this thing? Is it PG?
I don't have it handy.
Hang on, I can pull it up.
The old
PG-13.
The old looking for something tune.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's a standard for.
Let me just.
It's a fun family Christmas. I think it is.
I agree with the PG-13. I think your kid's younger than that. There's some topics that probably shouldn't be discussed, but other than that,
I mean, it's not a Wonderful Life, but it's
right.
It's entertaining, man. It's entertaining. It's a good laugh. And I always say, there's plenty of people in my life I would recommend this film to. Like, go see it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, the one scene that definitely is not for children under 13 is when they're at Reese's mom's house and Grandma's Christmas promise.
Right.
Vince is like, I gotta follow her.
Yes. Don't fight Nicole over here.
I won't repeat the scene, but it I mean, I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about that.
It's real close to that scene where Gary's behind him.
Oh yeah, in fact, it's before that all takes place. But anyway.
Go see it. It's a fun film. Look it up. I think it's playing on HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, it's pull it up and watch it, man. It's great. It's fun. It's a fun film.
Yeah, I think it was very, very well done. If you like Vince Vaughn, I think you'll love it because he's Vince Vaughn. He is doing the thing that he does.
The thing is, Gary, I'll say this. I know I'm going out on a limb here, but Vince Vaughn is like Nick Cage. When you see Nick Cage, you know what you're getting.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with what I'm getting.
I'm okay with that too, Andy. I mean, I'm all right with that.
I mean, hey, what I'm saying, we're just friends, right? We're just talking. I mean, we definitely want to do.
I mean, every time I pick up one of this movie, I think I'm going to get the same thing. I pretty much know what I'm going to get. You know what you're going to get, and I know what I'm going to get. I don't know.
And I like it.
That's the worst Bill Clinton impersonation.
It is I didn't even know it was Clinton. I thought it was Gore. Or Bob Dole says. But yeah, I'm okay with these characters that they've become. It's almost we can rattle off. Al Pacino is just basically Al Pacino in whichever film you want to watch him in. It's right. But I'm okay with that. I accept the bill of sale on this film, and when Vince Vaughn's in a movie, I'm usually in on it because I'm like, all right, he won me over with Swingers, and I just never looked back. I was like, this guy's. Yeah. I like what he does. I like his shtick. Yep.
I totally agree. No further comment needed. Right. Well, thanks everybody. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out Four Christmases and let us know in the comments what you thought about it. We'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Is it as good as we think so? We know it is. We just need you to verify that for us.
Yeah. So tell us we're wrong.
Yeah, go ahead. Try it.
You're not. We're not.
We will fight on this film. Fisticuffs over the Vince Vaughn. I don't know. Not really.
All right, now you've gone too far.
Now I have gone too far. And I'm editing that now. That's edited. You didn't even see that. pretend you didn't see it. Nobody saw it anyway. Three
Let's do
people.
this. Cut to my laugh.
What he said.
This guy here.
All right, we're out of here. Thanks a lot, guys.
We're going to Hawaii. Yay! This has been a Touch of Madness production, brought to you by the creative minds at Tommy Twins Media.